History of English language teaching. In many countries in the world, English is taught as a second language. Today, English is the world's most widely studied foreign language. 500 years ago, Latin was the most dominant language to be studied because it was the language of business, commerce, and education in the Western world. In the 16th century, however, French, Italian, and English gained in importance as a result of political change in Europe, and Latin gradually became displaced as a language of spoken and written communication. Latin became a dead language. It was being started to read in the books as classic language. Children started to enter the grammar school in the 16th and 18th centuries to learn grammar rules of Latin. To learn the Latin language became a mental gymnastic. In the 18th century, when modern language began to enter the curriculum of the European countries, these languages were taught by the same method as the Latin languages were taught. Grammatical rules were memorized. Written practices were done. The passages were translated from the second languages to the first language and vice versa. By the 19th century, this method was considered a standard method of teaching language. The textbooks were divided into chapters. Each chapter contained a certain grammatical rule, and the rule was practiced with a lot of written exercises. The teaching of English as a second language began in the 15th century with the advent of England, increased trading and colonization throughout the world. The British were instrumental in the developing large-scale programs to teach English in their trading countries and colonies. The process of teaching English was further developed in the 18th century when British forces occupied the other territories in the world. In the beginning, this process of teaching English was considered a foreign language teaching, but today is considered as a second language teaching and learning. In countries where there was British rule, locals were required to the government service and military forces. Therefore, those locals had to learn English. Thank you for watching. Wish you all the best for all.